Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Have you ever felt trapped in the chaos of your own thoughts? The frustration of a mind cluttered with noise, the agony of indecision, or the endless cycle of analysis paralysis? We've all been there, replaying conversations, anticipating outcomes, and trying to solve an infinite web of what-ifs. Today, we're tackling this challenge head-on. Here are 10 practical Stoic strategies to break free from overthinking and reclaim your mental clarity. If you're ready to step out of this cycle, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future insights. Now let's dive in. 1. Visualize overthinking as an external force. Overthinking sneaks up on us like fog rolling in on a clear day. It starts as a single worry but quickly expands, clouding our judgment and overwhelming our thoughts. In today's fast-paced world, information bombards us relentlessly, leaving our minds crowded with what if, what next, what could have been. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This leads us to the first technique, seeing overthinking as an external force, something separate from who you are. Instead of identifying with these thoughts, visualize them as passing clouds. You are the mountain, strong, steady, and unshaken. The thoughts may drift in, but they do not define you. Another helpful exercise is to imagine placing each intrusive thought inside a bubble and watching it float away. This mental practice reinforces the truth that thoughts are transient. They only have power if you hold on to them. By consistently applying this technique, you develop the ability to observe thoughts without engaging with them. It's like wearing noise-canceling headphones in a crowded room. You acknowledge the noise, but you don't let it control you. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to detach from overthinking and reclaim your mental peace. 2. Take control by refocusing your energy. Have you ever found yourself spiraling down a rabbit hole of what-ifs, replaying the same worries over and over until you feel mentally drained? It's like having too many browser tabs open in your mind, each playing a video on full blast and no way to hit pause. This mental clutter is a hallmark of modern life. The pressure to stay on top of everything can lead to an endless loop of overthinking. But just as a cluttered desk needs tidying up, so does a cluttered mind. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This wisdom teaches us the key to breaking free. Refocus your energy on the present. To stop overthinking, ground yourself in a tangible task. It doesn't have to be grand. Even something as simple as tidying your space, taking a brisk walk, or reading a book can shift your focus. These activities demand your attention now, pulling you away from the endless cycle of what-ifs. The goal isn't to suppress thoughts, it's to manage them by choosing where your mental energy flows. Think of it like training a muscle. The more you practice redirecting your focus, the stronger your ability to control your thoughts becomes. Over time, you'll notice that the once overwhelming tide of overthinking becomes manageable, wave by wave. 3. Embrace impermanence and learn to let go. Let's face it, our minds often get stuck in loops, rehashing the past or worrying about the future. This is where overthinking thrives, keeping thoughts stuck like a song on repeat. Whether you're a student stressed about exams, a professional worried about a presentation, or someone lying awake at night replaying conversations, this mental marathon can be exhausting. Epictetus once said, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive." While this may sound heavy, at its core, it's about embracing impermanence, a fundamental principle of Stoicism. Everything changes, including the thoughts that seem so persistent. Overthinking tricks us into believing that our worries are permanent, but in reality, they come and go like waves. Understanding this truth can be liberating. One way to practice this is through visualization. Imagine each thought as a leaf floating down a river, let it drift away. Or picture them as clouds, shifting and reshaping before eventually disappearing. This simple practice creates a habit of mental decluttering, allowing you to release thoughts that no longer serve you. Letting go isn't giving up, it's an act of strength. It means choosing not to let unhelpful thoughts take up space in your mind, rent-free. As you develop this mindset, you'll notice a newfound sense of calm, a quietness that was always there, just hidden beneath the noise of overthinking. Embracing impermanence isn't just a technique, it's a fundamental shift towards a more peaceful and present way of living. 4. Create a worry period. It's a common human experience to have worries lingering in the back of our minds, persistent like the hum of a refrigerator. Sometimes they're barely noticeable. Other times, they demand our full attention, hijacking our thoughts when we're trying to work, enjoy time with friends, or even sleep. It's as if our mind is a stage, and these concerns are uninvited actors who refuse to leave. But consider this wisdom from Epictetus. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. At first glance, this may seem unrelated, but it's actually a bold reminder to prioritize inner peace over the fear of appearing careless or naive. A strategic way to manage persistent worries is to set a worry period. Instead of allowing concerns to intrude at any time, designate a specific time, perhaps 20 minutes in the afternoon, where you give them your full attention. During this session, dive into your worries. What exactly are you concerned about? How likely are these scenarios? What actions can you take? Often, this focused examination reveals that many worries are like shadows, seemingly large but without much substance. This practice also trains your mind to understand that worrying has a time and place, and it's not all day, every day. When the worry period ends, you move on, knowing you've given your concerns their due time. The goal isn't to eliminate worry altogether, that's impossible. Instead, by compartmentalizing your concerns, you prevent them from taking over your life. This technique is like tidying a cluttered room, putting things in their proper place so you can enjoy a sense of order and tranquility. You'll likely find that worries lose their grip when they're not allowed to roam freely, making life feel lighter and more enjoyable. 5. Break down overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps. When overthinking strikes, it can feel like carrying the weight of an enormous boulder, our worries growing as heavy as the world itself. This sensation is not unique. It's a shared human struggle, made worse by a world that demands excellence in every area: work, relationships, personal growth, and social status. The pressure to perform can leave us paralyzed with indecision and fear. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound insight forms the foundation of our next strategy: transforming overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps. When faced with a daunting problem, break it down into smaller, manageable pieces. Ask yourself, what is the very next step I can take? Not all 5, 10, or 20 steps ahead, just the next one. Taking a single action may seem trivial, but it's a powerful way to redirect energy from worrying to doing. Think of it like untangling a massive knot, working on one small section at a time. You're not ignoring the complexity of your concerns. You're navigating them with intention and precision. Each step builds momentum, and soon, you'll realize that the once overwhelming boulder of worry has been reduced to a manageable pile of pebbles. This technique fosters patience, resilience, and trust in your ability to tackle challenges. What once seemed insurmountable is now behind you, replaced with clarity and a sense of accomplishment. 6. Shift your perspective to gratitude. Our minds often trick us into focusing on what we lack, what could go wrong, or what we have yet to achieve. This relentless loop of overthinking drains us, making contentment feel out of reach. More often than not, overthinking stems from a focus on what's missing rather than what's already present. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This Stoic wisdom calls us to shift our perspective from scarcity to abundance, from overthinking to gratitude. It's about recognizing the value of the present moment and appreciating the blessings we often overlook while worrying about what's to come. Practicing gratitude is a simple yet powerful way to escape the overthinking trap. Each day, Take a moment to acknowledge 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand, just genuine. A warm cup of coffee, the comfort of your favorite hoodie, or a thoughtful message from a friend can all serve as reminders of the good in your life. By consistently focusing on gratitude, you quiet the noise of overthinking and cultivate a richer experience of the present. Gratitude magnifies the positive and rewires your mind to see abundance instead of lack. Over time, this practice transforms the way you approach life's challenges, helping you recognize opportunities for appreciation even in difficult moments. It's not just about feeling better, it's about building a foundation of contentment that sustains you through life's inevitable ups and downs. 7. Focus on effort, not outcome. Overthinking often arises from our obsession with the future, our fears, our what-ifs, and the possibility of failure. We live in a results-driven world where success is measured by outcomes, making us believe that if the result is uncertain, the journey isn't worth starting. Yet the Stoic philosopher Epictetus offers this wisdom. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our actions and intentions rather than the results we can't control. This doesn't mean we shouldn't set goals or strive for greatness. It means that true fulfillment lies in the effort we put forth, the integrity of our actions, and the values that guide us. When you catch yourself overthinking potential outcomes, shift your focus. Are you doing your best? Are you acting with intention? Are you staying true to your values? By embracing effort over outcome, you free yourself from the paralysis of overthinking. This mindset allows you to be present, give your best, and let go of the anxiety surrounding results. It transforms each step of your journey from a mere means to an end into a meaningful expression of purpose. With this shift, you'll find that life is not just about reaching a destination, it's about the way you walk the path. Each action, no matter how small, becomes an achievement in itself. And in letting go of the need for certainty, you gain the freedom to fully engage with the present moment. These final 3 strategies provide fresh perspectives, empowering you to harness inner strength, cultivate resilience, and navigate life's complexities with greater balance. Which one resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments, and if you found these insights valuable, be sure to subscribe for more Stoic wisdom on mastering the mind. 8. Practice voluntary discomfort. Our minds often spiral into a cycle of overthinking when faced with discomfort or change. We play out endless scenarios, trying to predict every possible outcome, preparing for every potential difficulty. But this mental rehearsal can be exhausting. The comfort zone, instead of being a place of rest, can become a mental prison stunting growth, while overthinking takes control. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing." This reflects the Stoic belief that facing challenges head-on strengthens us, rather than avoiding them. By practicing voluntary discomfort, we train our minds to handle uncertainty and reduce overthinking. It's about taking small intentional actions that push us beyond our comfort zones, fostering resilience and adaptability. To integrate this into daily life, start small. Take a cold shower, sleep without a pillow, or walk instead of driving. Disrupt your routine and observe how it makes you feel without judgment. This isn't about self-punishment, but about proving to yourself that discomfort isn't as terrifying as your overthinking mind makes it seem. Ironically, practicing discomfort leads to greater comfort in life. The more you expose yourself to the unfamiliar, the more your mind adapts. Over time, you become less reactive to change, more present, and more focused on what's within your control. This shift doesn't just reduce overthinking, it builds an inner strength that remains steady despite life's ups and downs. 9. Reflect on the transients of life. Overthinking often arises when we focus too much on the small details of our lives, losing sight of the bigger picture. We get caught in a web of, "What if this happens?" or "What if that doesn't work out?" making even minor concerns feel overwhelming. Seneca once wrote, "We are not given a short life, but we make it short. And we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it." This powerful reminder urges us to reflect on the fleeting nature of life. Every moment spent overthinking is a moment not fully lived, an opportunity lost. Stoicism teaches us to step back and see life as a whole. Many of the things that consume our thoughts are temporary, and in the grand scheme, insignificant. The next time you find yourself overwhelmed, pause and ask, will this worry matter in a year? In 5 years? Chances are it won't. This perspective isn't about becoming indifferent, but about cherishing the present. When we embrace life's impermanence, we naturally prioritize what truly matters. Overthinking fades when we align our focus with the present moment, appreciating life as it unfolds, rather than getting lost in endless mental loops. Let life's fleeting nature inspire you, not as a source of anxiety, but as a canvas on which you paint with vibrant, intentional living. 10. Seek wisdom from outside yourself. Our own minds can sometimes feel like a maze, each thought leading to another, trapping us in endless loops of overthinking. We try to solve problems only to find ourselves more confused, stuck in a cycle of analysis with no clear exit. Seneca wisely advised, consult your friend on everything, especially on those matters concerning yourself. His counsel may then be useful where your own self-love might impair your judgment. This simple yet profound idea reminds us that sometimes the best way to escape the trap of our own thoughts is to seek insight from others. Stoicism teaches that wisdom is not just found within, but also outside ourselves. Whether it's the fresh perspective of a trusted friend, the impartial advice of a mentor, or the timeless lessons found in books, outside wisdom can break the cycle of overthinking. To apply this in modern life, surround yourself with people whose perspectives you respect. Share your thoughts with them. Verbalizing your worries not only clarifies them but also opens the door for objective feedback, something that's difficult to achieve when you're stuck in your own head. This approach is more than just problem solving. It's a recognition that human connection is invaluable. When we share our burdens, they become lighter. Seeking wisdom isn't a sign of weakness, it's an act of strength. It reminds us that we don't have to navigate life's complexities alone. So, let the wisdom of others illuminate your path. Over time, you'll find that the puzzle of your mind becomes easier to solve, not because life's challenges are any less complex, but because you're no longer facing them in isolation. Which of these insights resonated with you? Share your reflections in the comments. If you found value in today's discussion, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Together, let's continue on this path of wisdom, drawing from the timeless lessons of the Stoic masters.